I'm Sally Sayles. I was born Sally Cable in 1806 in rural New York State. My husband, Sumner Sayles, lived there, and we were married in, I don't remember. It was so long ago. But we came here in 1847, and we brought our 8 kids with us, and we had one more while we were here. Let me see. We brought Sarah, Julia, Nathaniel, Merritt, George, Nelson, Alpheus, Louis, and then Josephine. We bought 160 acres of government land to farm. Actually, if you were to take this road out here and then the curve up there and then find a dirt road, you would actually see our farmhouse. We had cattle, oxen to pull the plow, and some pigs. Our crops were Indian corn, potatoes, wheat, oats, and hay. When we first came here, there really wasn't a town or a railroad, a train. So what we had to do is we would have to load up our wagons and we'd have to take our produce and milk to a nearby town, often Chicago. The roads that we took to Chicago were old Indian trails. Then in 1854, they built a railroad out from Chicago to this area, and that really helped a lot. After that, they built a depot, and then a village was started. The cemetery that you see here is originally on the farm of Sayles, Sutherland. In 1847, unfortunately, they had to bury their twin boys, Orrin and Orville, here at the cemetery. Silas fought in the Civil War, and he died in a battle in Georgia. I also had a son that died during the Civil War. Nathaniel died at age 26 in Corinth, Mississippi in 1863, and he's buried in a cemetery down there. But we decided to put a stone here to remember Nathaniel by. My other boys, my other son that was also in the Civil War was Nelson. And he belonged to the 113th Illinois Infantry, and he probably was the last one to see Nathaniel. Nelson luckily came home. A few years later, he married and moved to Nebraska. My other sons also moved away. They must have had that go west attitude like their father did, because they all moved from here. My girls, though, are with me here at the cemetery. I have my oldest, Sarah, who married a widower storekeeper, Darius Wood, and then Julia also married a widower, and that was Robert Tracy, who was a farmer. And then my Josephine married a young man that worked on our farm, Albert Bennett. After they were married, they rented farmland. She gave us 8 grandsons. Unfortunately, one of them passed away at 2 years of age. Everything looks just so different here. Do you know who lives across the street? Oh well, it doesn't really matter if you don't. What matters is our family came here and built a piece of your history. Thank you.